Hello, everybody. I know that my face looks all messed up. I had to get a towel because I shaved a little too hard. However, the blood did get out, and it did kind of dry off, but it'll most likely, given my own skin and texture, it'll most likely dry off. Anyway, on to the topic at hand. Why I don't like Gilmore Girls. Oh boy, I just feel some of those comments. And people might go, oh, you're probably just talking about the reboot. Yeah, I can understand how that's crappy. No, I'm talking about the original. Okay? I'm talking about the original series. And some of you might be going, how do you do that? Why would you disgrace such a show? Oh. And my response to that, I don't give a crap if it was made in the 2000s. A show I don't like is a show I don't like. Now, it's not to crap on fans who are, fans of the show. This is just my point of view of why I don't like the show. Now, you, a person who may or may not like that show, I can tell you one thing right now. I don't like that show. I wouldn't hate you for it, but personally, I don't like that show. For three main reasons. One, I was actually born in the 2000s. I didn't grow up during the 2000s. So, a lot of it is it's from a generation that I never got a chance to understand because obviously I was a baby back in those days. Well, I wasn't like 2001. When the show ended in 2006, I was born. I was born in 2006, to be clear. Two, it's targeted towards girls. Now, I know this one kind of seems obvious, but it's mostly targeted towards girls. It's not to say that I don't like shows that are targeted towards girls. It's just this one is like more of the extreme end, especially because this was the 2000s when this was mostly hip and hopping at its prime. That kind of thing. And then there's a third reason. And that being, dude, like, how they think love works. It's a very 2000 version of what love is to some people, you know what I mean? Like, it's a very, oh, you did this one. Like, it made sense at the time if you look at it, because there were a lot of people like that, but it was still very unrealistic because it was during an era when that was starting to catch on, but it didn't make much sense. But now it's like it's already caught on and it still doesn't make sense. Where it's like, you're having a great relationship. This one bad thing happens in the relationship. So it must mean it's instantly over within 2 to 3 episodes at most. I guess except for the mom, sort of. But I don't really understand how the original show worked out. I don't remember much from it other than my older sister, and my mom. And I say older specifically because when she was born, she grew up watching it. So, yeah. She was like born into watching it, basically. Like, she was alive when it happened. She's a lot older than me. Not like a lot, but like a lot. At least old enough to be considered my older sister. That kind of thing. Anyway, however, it was mostly just them watching it and stuff. I did like the theme song a little bit, but it was like, it's a very, it's a very 2000s kind of intro. I'll be there on your birthday, and I'll follow you anywhere that you tell me to. Like, that's how it sounds like in me in my head, but more adult woman voice, obviously. That kind of thing. I don't know if they were the ones who sung it or something, but ironically enough, the character who played as the daughter, her character was born in 1984, so that's funny. Um, um, anyway, back to what I was saying. Yeah, it's just not really for me, and I at least had to make one video for this at least once, so that way if people like have conversations or if I needed a reference for later in some way, shape, or form, well, I at least got this video to prove it. But yeah. The only other girl show that I would actually like, not gonna lie, is, what do you call it? Violetta. Violetta is a good show. Which is the one I was talking about. Even though I think it's like originally in Spanish or Portuguese or something like that. I'm not sure. Whatever the case, it's at least better in my opinion compared to this other show, because at least when I was watching Violetta, I was alive when it came out, that kind of thing. Like, when I mean it was alive when it came out, like I knew that it came out, that kind of thing. But it's whatever, man. But if you're a fan of Gilmore Girls, if you're not a fan of Gilmore Girls, or if you have no idea what I'm talking about, well, it's a TV show, ran from about, I think, 1999 to about 2006, at least for the official first original series. And I say original series because they had a reboot series, I think, of like 2011 when they started it, but it ended by 2019 for whatever reason. And I didn't even know that existed until a couple of hours ago. Like, I didn't really notice about the reboot. However, nobody really cares anyway, and those two actors, they have other movies and other shows they can be in, but like I said, not to crap on them. It's just, at some point that story's gotta end. It is what it is, I guess. Anyway, if you have an opinion on this, or if you want to have an opinion anyway, and you want to show it, you can tell me if you like, but if not, then, it's your choice. Anyway, I should end this video so you can actually, get to see it. So, yeah, I shall see you later, probably. Okay, bye.